What's up, you guys? Steven here for Off the Shelf Movie Night to talk to you about physical media, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and DVDs, the way we like to buy and own our movies and TV shows, put them in a beautiful library, and enjoy them when and how we want. Now, this channel is not just about physical media, it's primarily about that, but it's also about movies. So if you are a collector, want to be a collector, or you just like movies, you're in the right spot. Because today, January 1st, 2023, Happy New Year, you guys. We're actually going to just be talking for a minute about movies in general. If you follow this page for a while, then you know that I did a project in 2022 called Pushing 100. That project was my attempt to see 100 new release movies in theater in 1 year. My purposes for doing that, now other people have done this, and everyone has their own reasons, but my purposes for doing that project was just to be able to have a conversation about the importance of the communal experience in theater, the importance of the movie theater as a gallery for movies as art. No one tells you that they saw the Mona Lisa when they were at a Michael's hobby shop and looked at a print, because they didn't. Now, they will tell you and talk about it and brag about it and have all kinds of stories about seeing the Mona Lisa in an actual gallery where it's beautifully lit and presented in its best possible form, where other like-minded people were there looking at the piece of art with them. Well, that's exactly the same experience that you would have going to a theater and seeing a movie. People have forgotten that movies are art too. Movies, in my estimation, are the most challenging piece of art to create for one main reason. Painting and drawing, photography, sculpting, all of these things are wonderful types of art. If you hear this car in the background, they're wonderful types of art, but they're created by one person who makes all the decisions. Movies, TV, and then to a little lesser degree, but also in there is music. These are pieces of art created by committee. You don't get to be one voice and just do your art. Even movies as small as what I do are still, there's dozens of people that have a say before it actually comes out to the world to see in the art that I want to create. When you talk about a big budget movie, you could be talking about hundreds or even thousands of people who have creative input to some degree in that piece of art. So it's a very, very challenging medium to work in. So I think respecting that medium by going to the gallery that has been created for that medium is important. And a lot of us, especially during pandemic, but before that too, have gotten lazy because of streaming. I do subscribe to streaming services, and movies that are created specifically for those services I may watch. Now, this is my opinion, but 95% of the movies created for those services are garbage. They just are. TV shows are a different thing. There's some good TV shows. But yeah, if they were created for that medium, then that's where I would want to watch it. If they were created for that experience, that singular experience, watching it by yourself, with microwave popcorn on your couch. Fine. But I think it's important to have that discussion and continue to talk about going to the movies. And that is the first reason that I did the Pushing 100 project. The next reason that I did the project was to expose myself to some movies I would normally never give a chance to. And that worked out really well. Honestly, I saw a lot of bad movies during the process of doing Push 100. I saw a lot of bad movies. But I did see some movies that I thought were really good. They weren't... I saw a lot of movies that were really good, but I saw some movies that were not in my wheelhouse that I thought were really good. And I'm happy I saw them. Now, I may not watch them again, but I had that experience, and I did give those movies a chance and ended up, having fun with them, being entertained by them when I would normally have not expected to have been. So those are the reasons that I did Pushing 100. I initially started Pushing 100 right before pandemic, and then everything shut down. So I was happy to come back to it in 2022 and be able to do it. Now, what I did in 2022 was what me and my group of friends call hard mode. In other words, it's, just new release films in theater. I think repertory is important too. Being able to go back I've said this before, I'm a student of film. So being able to go back and look at classics or experience some classics that I haven't ever seen before in theater, I think that's an important part of this conversation. Just because it's not a new movie doesn't mean you shouldn't go to the theater and see it. I've had amazing experiences in the theater seeing classics that I've seen over and over again at home, but they look different in theater. One of my top 5 favorites, might be my favorite film of all time, but it's right up there, is John Carpenter's Halloween. That movie is a different experience in theater than it is at home, and I will take that experience anytime my local art house wants to show it. So, with that in mind, for 2023, I think my resolution is going to be pushing 150. Pushing 150. I'm going to see 150 movies in the theater this year. Now, I'm not going to do hard mode because I want to be able to have that talk about repertory and the importance of classics. And maybe I'll see some classics that I've never seen before, and that will be amazing. I saw a lot in 2022. I just didn't count any of them. So I'm really hesitant because it feels so daunting, 150 movies. But 100 movies felt daunting also. So here we go. That's my New Year's resolution for 2023. I'm going to push 150. I'm going to see 150 movies in the theater this year. So follow my journey. I want to get better about having conversations with you guys about the movies I see. So let me know in the comments, how would you like me to cover this journey? Do you want a monthly update? Do you want an update every time I see a movie? I don't know. What do you guys want? Also, I recommend following my TikTok. That's OTS Movies on TikTok also, because I post as I go to the theater. So you can see up to the minute action as I go in the theater and whatever I do, get popcorn and whatever else. You'll get my most immediate thoughts about a movie a lot of times because I'll be creating that TikTok right after coming out of the theater. So I recommend it. And then the big one is a Letterboxd. I've already created the list on Letterboxd where we'll be placing movies. It's called Pushing 150 on my Letterboxd page, and you can find that OTS Movies also. I did have it under a different name, and I've changed it just to sort of have some continuity. Brand continuity. But let me know, the amount of physical media coverage I do in this channel is not going away. It's not reducing by any means in favor of this, because I have a lot of things that I want to buy moving into 2023. There's a lot of things on my shelf that I haven't talked about, so I do want to keep taking movies off the shelf and discussing them as I watch them, that kind of thing. It's crazy, but yeah, I'll see 150 movies in the theater this year, and I'll still be watching stuff here at home. So I'm just a movie addict that way. So Happy New Year, you guys. I hope 2022 was okay for you. It was a really rocky year in a lot of ways, things that we don't particularly talk about on this channel because it's not relevant to our discussion here. But yeah, it was a tough year in a lot of ways, but it was an incredible movie year. It was an incredible movie year. And I'm going to be doing some lists, by the way, from my 2022 experience. I want to share with you guys the movies that I mentioned that are movies that I enjoyed that I didn't expect to enjoy. I'm going to create some short lists, and I'll do those videos too coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I am going to have my top 10 of the year for 2022 coming very soon. Not this week as I'm recording this, January 1st. I think we are doing a live stream here on the 10th. So you'll be able to see my top 10 on the 10th. So get ready for that. Until next we meet, pull something cool off the shelf. Share with your friends and family and remind them why physical media is the best way to watch films and TV at home. And go to the theater. Go to the theater. I'll see you guys on the next one.